Hello, St. Columbus. I'm glad to be with you today. Did you give something up for Lent this year, or perhaps take on a spiritual practice? I've never been very faithful to a Lenten discipline, but this year I'm doing pretty well because I've involved my whole family. I was on a workshop about 2 weeks ago at the Virginia Theological Seminary, listening to panelists give suggestions about celebrating saints and holy days at home. Someone mentioned something called Lent Madness. I'm pretty sure that I heard about it last year, but I never looked into it. Well, since it was early in Lent, I decided to check it out, and I went to their website, lentmadness.org, and we decided to get going on following the bracket. The organization Forward Movement is the sponsor, and there are 2 priests who run the program. Each year, 32 saints are selected to battle it out on an NCAA March Madness style bracket. And every day, Monday through Friday, there is a matchup. The 32 starting saints are grouped into 4 quadrants. There are the Hermits and Healers, Confusion Corner, Mostly Modern, and Sundry Saints. Guest bloggers each day provide a write-up of the saints that are battling it out, and that lets you learn about the saints and the things that they've done in their lives and why they were sainted. And then it also includes the collect for that saint, so then you can finish reading with a prayer. Our family then has a conversation about the relative merits and demerits of each saint in the match. Did they have larger than life personal faith? Did they sacrifice a lot? Did they have a huge influence on the practice of Christianity? We've learned a lot about saints we've never heard of, and more about ones that we've heard of a little bit. There are martyrs and scallywags who reformed themselves, as well as emperors and people who have sworn themselves to religious organizations. We've pondered what the larger historical context and how that has influenced our decision. For example, we voted for Constantine over Miguel Pro. He was a martyr in the Mexican rebellion against the socialist government in the early 20th century. And we weren't surprised to learn that the U.S. had a hand in turning that rebellion and in turning the Catholic Church against the rebels. And the Catholic Church had been the primary rebellious organization. And he ended up martyring himself to that organization. We selected Theodora the Empress, who was Justinian I's wife and full empress, not just his wife, because of her work to protect women by pushing gender equality, marriage rights, and anti-rape laws. Her opponent, Theodora of Alexandria, demonstrated great faith through repentance, but she had an almost soap opera-like life. The one-on-one matches continue through the Saintly 16, then down to the Elate 8 and the Faithful 4, until the last 2 battle for the heavenly halo. This has now been going on for about 10 years. Previous winners include Harriet Tubman and Florence Nightingale. I encourage you to check it out at lentmadness.org. It's not too late to jump in, start learning, and join the fun. It's a great way to start having conversations about faith in your home with your family. Listening to the stories of these saints prompts us to talk about how those things influence our lives and how the characteristics of the saints influence us and how we share or don't share some of their characteristics. And of course, we're praying the collects every day together too, which is great. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for dropping in.